Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of RTWD, Real Talk with Data. It's always a pleasure to do this with you all, and it's always a very, very lovely time anytime we come together and I see your reviews. I always see your reviews and I appreciate it. I appreciate them, and I want you to know that this is just me doing my father's business. You know it, yes. Okay, today's topic is very special to my heart because I was also, at one point in time, like everybody has been, we've passed through this phase at one point in time. And because we've passed through this phase at one point in time, it is necessary that, when we have gone past that phase, we hold each other's hand once again, because everybody else passes through this phase at one point in time or the other. But the beautiful thing about my experience was that I knew what I was up against, hence I had strategies, more like an antidote to my pain. So what am I saying? I'm talking about singles in waiting. It's all about you guys today. Yes, I know how you feel, I know what it means, and trust me, it's not peculiar to only the females. Even guys experience the same thing. But this is just kind of different in a way because they are the ones who also desire to be married, but they're also kind of afraid to spend the rest of their lives with the wrong babe. Yoruba will call it big like big because of more so some things are however important when we are in this phase of life, and those are the things I want to talk about today. What am I saying? How do you navigate the waiting period? Right, when you're in that kind of period, you need to know how to navigate it. The first thing I want to talk about is love yourself. While waiting to be found, you need to love yourself. When you realize that you can't stay a few weeks without a relationship after a breakup, then it's time to check yourself. Then it's time to reevaluate yourself. It means something is going on somewhere. Could it be that you're suffering? Suffering from lack of self-love. Because if you love yourself, you would pamper yourself. You know that you don't need somebody's approval almost all the time to be able to stay whole. So the best way to love yourself till the right one comes along is by spending time with yourself. Discover yourself. There are so many things you don't even know about yourself just yet, and you need to discover them all on your own. Embrace the solo life. It's not gonna last forever, trust me. And being married must be worth it. You don't want to get married and at the end of the day you were wishing you were single again, right? So while you are trying to navigate this waiting period, love yourself. There is a lesson in waiting. Embrace it. Seriously, if you look deep enough, you know that there are lessons in waiting. You just calm down. Forget about the fact that you're chasing or you're looking for somebody and all that. Just take the lessons and you would get something out of it. Number 2, trust God to give you the best. Right, my dear, everyone is waiting for something. Is what we are waiting for that is different. So know this and have peace. Know this and know peace. In waiting, there are 3 things that happens. There is a provision, there are preparation, and there is purpose. So you are definitely in one of these phases. Embrace it. Find out where you are and wait for God to dazzle you. I'm talking about God all the way. Because you see, only God can get the permutation and the combination correctly. Everybody cannot get it. We only have to rest on God. So you either wait on God to bring the right person, or you wait for God to fix the wrong person you chose out of desperation. Who wants to be in that shoes? Right. I'm sure you don't want to be. So you need to understand that the measure of God's incredible faithfulness is that He's completely trustworthy and dependable. While you're waiting on a spouse, you're trying to navigate. Love yourself. Embrace the solo life. Understand that there are 3 phases: the preparation, the provision, and purpose. You're in one of those phases. Embrace it. I'm just repeating myself because I want it to sink in. Remember, in 1 Samuel 16:13, I am positive you know the story. Yes, it's the story of David and when he was anointed by Samuel, right, to be king. But something stood out there. At the last verse, it said, "The Spirit of the Lord came upon him mightily, right? Note that despite the fact that the Spirit of the Lord came upon David mightily, David was not enthroned as king that same day. Right, he was anointed by Samuel, yes, but he had to wait for his time. What am I saying? I'm saying that while you're waiting and navigating through singlehood, arm yourself with the word, understand who you are, love yourself, trust in the Lord, realize the 3 P's I just talked about, and embrace it. Okay, embrace it always, because that's what counts. Because while you're waiting, there are so many things that would happen. You'll be discouraged. You'd have you sometimes you're just tired. Sometimes you don't even know who to trust anymore. You don't even know who to believe. But trust me, waiting period is the time for you to actually discover yourself. You know that some people, if they actually experience that waiting period, they will not even date or yet marry who they end up with in the first place, because they would have discovered themselves. So that's why I preach all the time. I say it all the time that, sometimes you really need to slow down and discover who you are before you even enter the next phase. Because you see, marriage does not change the fact that how do I put it now? Marriage doesn't make you whole if you are not whole yourself, right? So you need to be whole yourself before you can take somebody else that is whole. But if you're not whole, if you're broken, and you think that marriage will fix your brokenness, then hello, you are on the wrong thing. So that's why you actually need to understand that while you are waiting, you need to calm down. You need to be able to navigate. You need to be able to understand that there are certain things that is happening in your life right now while waiting that you need to be able to decipher. You need to be able to understand that, yes, actually, I'm waiting on somebody, but while I'm waiting, my life is not on hold. Do the things that you love to do. Some people are waiting and they don't even want to get the car that they really love to drive. Koyemio. Right, you really want to get a car, and then because you're waiting on a spouse, you don't want to drive it because you don't want people to say that the person is this, the person is that, the person is that. Live a life, okay? You're waiting and you don't even think that you deserve to go traveling because you don't want the person to think that you're flamboyant. Live a life, right? While you're navigating through waiting, live your life, and that's part of loving yourself, really. Because if it's what you want, why deprive yourself because of somebody? Now someone else is waiting and the person does not want to go and read, he doesn't want to go and do masters because they're like, and everything. Excuse me, it is what you believe in that would eventually happen to you. They say, as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. Is your own case like that? If you do not believe it, because there are still people that have actually gone ahead to travel, and they have met their spouses abroad. So you see, you really need to know what you want while you are actually waiting. While you're waiting, navigating through life and navigating through the phases that you are, whether it's purpose, whether it's preparation, whether it's provision. While you're doing these things, understand that you are in a phase, and that phase will soon be over. So next Tuesday, if you've enjoyed today's podcast and looking forward to the next podcast, do leave a review, okay? And don't forget to share, subscribe, post, and like. 2 Peter 3:8 says, but do not forget this one thing, my dear friend. With the Lord, a day is like 1,000 years, and 1,000 years are like a day. However, God will not deny you what you're waiting for when it is time. Remember, God is never late. He's always on time. Remember, I am here just minding my Father's business. Have a very fantastic week. Bye.